it looks as though this Kubrat Pulev Hughie Fury IBF final eliminator is going to happen at the moment anyway. I'm going to quote Peter Fury, who is the dad and trainer of Hughie Fury. He says, Hughie has to train very hard to get a decision over there. He's got to win it and win it clearly. Hughie has got to show the world that he's the better fighter, because if it comes to a close decision, we feel Pulev will get the nod. Hughie's got to be more determined, and we learned from the Parker fight that you can't just outbox your opponent. You've got to clearly take it off him. He's got more spite in his shots and is more aggressive now. He's different today to the Hughie that fought Parker. We have a highly world-ranked fighter in Pulev, and we're going over there. I believe if you can fight, you can fight. And if you're a world-class heavyweight, then location shouldn't matter. You've got to take chances to get to the top, and this will put him back in the world mix. Winning over there will be a great achievement and will show his quality and where he's at on the world stage. And now I'm going to quote Hughie Fury. He says, I'm going to put on a good fight for all the fans around the world. Don't miss it. So there you go. Hughie Fury versus Kubrat Pulev, IBF final eliminator, which will take place in Pulev's home country and home city. I believe he's from Sofia in Bulgaria on October the 27th. So hopefully the fight takes place. Credit to Hughie Fury if he goes over there, because I say if because he's pulled out of several fights over the years. If you remember, his fight against Joseph Parker was supposed to be in New Zealand, but that didn't end up going ahead. Now, initially, there was an issue with Peter Fury getting into New Zealand, but that issue was apparently resolved. But Hughie Fury still didn't go ahead with the fight in New Zealand, and they paid a lot of money to get Joseph Parker over to the UK. You know, money which, to my understanding, maybe I'm wrong and I have no inside knowledge, this is just what I've heard, money which put Peter Fury and Mick Hennessy into a difficult financial position. And so if that's true and Peter Fury and Mick Hennessy are in a difficult financial position, if that's true, I don't know if it is, it's just what I've heard, then you understand why they're taking the Pulev fight in Bulgaria. They don't really have many options on the table. Nobody's out there rushing to fight Hughie Fury. So at this stage, they have to take a gamble. There's no easy way out for them right now. So they can't pick and choose like they were earlier on in Hughie Fury's career. You know? Is Hughie Fury still with Frank Warren? I don't think he is he? Because he was promoted by Frank Warren for a while. I don't think there's any association with Warren anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's just Hennessy. You guys who are hardcore Fury fans can maybe tell me. Is Hughie Fury still promoted by Frank Warren? Because he was promoted by Warren. It wasn't just him fighting on Box Nation. He was promoted by Warren. Facts. Okay? Maybe co-promoted or whatever it was, but he had a promotional deal with Warren. I saw that come out in the press at the time. So, yeah, if he's just with Hennessy, you know, Hennessy's not the biggest promoter in the world. He has limited options himself as a promoter. So they're taking the only relatively big fight they can take. Is certainly not an ideal situation at all against Kubrat Pulev in Bulgaria. Not ideal at all, but it is what it is. Jarrell Miller didn't want to go over there. As far as Dylan White, some people say Dylan White didn't want to go over to Bulgaria. Dylan White was happy to fight Kubrat Pulev, but going over to Bulgaria, no, he didn't want to do that, particularly not for, 20% he was going to get? Crazy. Was it 25% or 30% Dylan White was going to get against Kubrat Pulev? It's not worth it. Much better to fight Joseph Parker in a 50-50 in a pay-per-view than fight Pulev for about 30% of the purse in Bulgaria. Like, it make no sense. If they could have got the fight Dylan White against Kubrat Pulev in the UK, I don't see any reason why Dillian Whyte wouldn't have taken it. You know, unless he, as I say, got another fight for more money. But Dillian Whyte ain't afraid to fight Kubrat Pulev. Let's get that straight. Let's get that 100% straight. But anyway, this ain't about Dillian Whyte. I just had to address it because I know some people are going to bring it up in the comment section. They're going to say, oh, look at Hughie Fury. He's doing what all these other fighters wouldn't do. Yeah, well, Hughie Fury pulled out of several fights before. Hughie Fury turned down fights against Anthony Joshua numerous times. He turned down a fight against Deontay Wilder at least once or twice. He also turned down the chance to face Dillian Whyte for the British title. Let's put it in context. So now he's apparently fighting Kubrat Pulev in Bulgaria. Yeah, good for him. Credit to him. But let's not make out as though he's been braver and more ambitious than all these other fighters in his career in general. He hasn't. All right, let's get it straight. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.